Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be doing another Epic Cards Only challenge, and we are starting right off here with a deck that is, this first deck is fairly balanced, I guess. We have the Skull King in here, but we also have cards like the Fire Elemental, the Demon, Genie, Boneyard, Jester, Black Knight. So some good balance all around, and of course, Mana Ritual. So, and there's Metamorph too. So kind of just an all-around random deck. And here I was actually playing it in a ranked match, which was an interesting choice. I quickly decided that was a bad idea, and after that I switched to Fire and Ice mode, which was the special game mode today. But first I tried it in some ranked matches, and this one went okay. As you can see, Standard Bearer in there as well, and Mage. And I was able to get a solid move going, and then use the Standard Bearer to swap lanes and finish them off. After that, however, I had to go to Fire and Ice mode because I realized that, unfortunately, this deck was not going to work in ranked mode. So I decided to go for a deck without the Skull King and Black Knight, or certainly without the Black Knight, because I don't know why. I just kind of got panicked with it and decided that with the Genie, maybe it was best to try and go with some sort of a kind of more like cheap deck where I try and just take down their castle health really quick. Of course, I don't have cannon shot, I don't have meteors, so it's kind of, you know, again, it's kind of like a half-baked kind of strategy. It's not really the best way to do this. And even the Resurrection, like, wasn't having the best luck with it. Although in this match here, I was able to ding down my opponent's health a lot. And see, they're forced to use a defensive meteor, which is definitely where I want them using it, rather than on my castle. But unfortunately, it's just, you can see, I mean, I'm completely relying on the Genies here, and the Genies are not that good of a card. So it's just, they're doing damage, but how many more Genies am I going to get is the question here. I do have another one, and I am definitely continuing to try here. I have no answer to those Ice Elementals, unfortunately, really. Well, I have the Demon, but yeah, you can see how easily they just cleared that Genie push, whereas the Fire Elemental is a much more difficult opponent to remove from the castle. The Genie is really just sneaky. It's not really going to win one-on-one versus a whole lot. And at this point, I just didn't have much left in the tank. Although I kept holding them off with Resurrection, but I couldn't. I played all my cards, so I wasn't going to be able to get like a full Boneyard out there. I probably should have waited a little bit and tried to get a better Boneyard played. But as you can see, I mean, they started using Fortify. I had them down to like 600 health. They started using Fortify, which was also hurting my chances of actually getting the win. I think I would have gotten the win if they hadn't had Fortify, because that Genie right there did some damage. I think I would have won, but they had Fortify, which tends to make decks that go straight for the castle a bit harder to play. So, unfortunately, as you can see here, I'm pretty much jammed up. If I only had another Fire Elemental in the deck, maybe I would have been able to make this happen. But didn't really have much in the options department. I probably should have played the Demon in the bottom lane. I don't think it would have made a whole lot of difference, but might have delayed them a little bit longer. But yeah, I mean, wasn't really much I could do. Actually, I probably should have played the Demon in the bottom lane because they were able to get that Mud Elemental to do a lot of damage in the end. Yeah, interesting. So, I really like starting off with the Jester. I definitely think it's a good card to kind of just get something out there that can take a bit of damage and not die instantly and can gain me good field position. So here I was going right after this person with the boneyard. I had a feeling they might throw something like arrows out there, so I saved the other boneyard and then put that one down. And then, of course, they would go with the ice elemental. I decided I was going to swap lanes there. Maybe a mistake. I probably could have gone. So I ended up realizing I should take out the ice elemental because it was going to be a problem. And the genie's the... the demon's the only card I have to take it out with, so it kind of had to work in that way. I got lucky with the metamorph right there, pretty much getting the best thing I could. And I'm doing decent damage to my opponent here. But this is kind of where the push was going to stop. And potentially, or will it? Actually, I was doing good damage to this person. Can we get close enough? Starting to run out of steam. The ice elemental again is a problem. I'm forced to go over them and then I get blocked kind of unluckily by the Orc's Horde. Just bad timing. And I only have really one card to try and clean up all that remaining health with, which is the genie. It gets lightninged and I'm kind of out of luck there. I think it would have been even closer if I hadn't mistimed that fire elemental, but I still think I would have been a little bit short. And unfortunately, just did not have enough. So again here in fire and ice mode, going for the boneyard early to start out with, and I'll probably combo that into hopefully a specter. That would be a good combo to go with. And they got some of the skeletons down. Boneyard in fire and ice is definitely not the best card because it does get kind of racked up by the flames, but it still was kind of effective and it could do some damage before getting knocked out, so I still liked it to some extent, even if it was just for the positioning aspect. You can see here I was still getting some damage out of this boneyard despite the inferno, although it did eat up a lot of these skeletons, and I was trying to use the resurrection, but it wasn't super effective until later in these matches. So yeah, I do have a genie and a fire elemental. This one is potentially... oh no, the catapult. Oh no, and I'm not going to be able to get it because the demon is going to take out the genie that's behind it. So I decide I was going to go straight for their castle and try to block what damage I could. I do have another fire elemental. I think that's all I need to play maybe to get very close. And that's what I decided to go for. And it ends up coming up clutch because they got frozen by the ice. Pretty wild. But there was my Epic Cards only challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Wasn't the best deck ever, but I did give it a try with a kind of unique deck here. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments section and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.